to start. I have the unusual pleasure of being able to introduce our district governor. Our district governor is a lifelong Lion. She started Lions with her father as a child and has carried on the Lions tradition by joining the Magnolia Lions Club and being a member of the Magnolia Lions Club for more than 20 years. She's held every office that they have, as well as contributing her time and her resources to her Lions Club, her district, and her multiple districts. She's very well respected in the multiple district. She was a 2-year elected director of the Texas Lions Camp, and in each year she earned the 100% designation, which is not easy to do. She did a presentation to more than 100 clubs in those and organizations in those 2 years. Where's the tail twister when you need one?
I tried.
What's your gavel?
So, she's known throughout the district. I know you know more about her than I do, so I'm just gonna cut it short and say, please stand and greet my friend and our governor, Lisa.
Morning.
Morning.
Okay, so we're gonna try something and see if anyone in the room is at PNS. I can.
I will.
Woo, I love it. Thank you guys for being here today. I'm gonna do my first statement around one of my overarching themes. Everybody today, please try to remember to be kind. We're all doing the best that we can. We're trying to do things right, but I'm gonna make mistakes. I promise you, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'll look to my district governors to help me with that and keep me in line and point us in the right direction when we need to go there. Past District Governor Chris Moore, will you be our parliamentarian today? Thank you. So, remarks. The pandemic taught us a lot about change. Some change is easier than others because, quite honestly, change is hard, right? I don't care how big or how small it is. So this morning, we're going to do something a little different. Does everyone have a pen to take notes with them? Will you raise it up in the air for me, please? Okay. I'd like for you to take anything that's around you that you can write on and write your name 3 times. My name is Lisa. Write your name 3 times. Pretty simple, right? Everybody done? That didn't take very long. Okay, now I want you to hold that pen up in the air again. Put it in your other hand. And now write your name just one time. So how did you feel when you had to do that? Uncomfortable?
Challenge.
Yeah, challenge?
Challenge.
Absolutely challenging. So hopefully you learned a little something about your reaction to change, even if it's a small change. Change equals more effort. It takes a little bit more time. Size of the change, as I said, really doesn't matter. But first reactions are not fatal reactions. There's going to be a lot of change this year. You're going to look at me and say, we've never done it that way before. You're going to say, that's not possible. You're going to say, but this is the way it should be done. And many of those times you may be right. And I want you to know that I'm here to listen to all of that feedback, good, bad, or ugly. So there's one more piece of this exercise. Just one, sorry. I want you to pick your pen back up and write your name 2 times. What end? Pick your pen back up and write your name 2 times.
Now that you're free and certified.
So, how many of you picked up the pen with your normal writing hand? How many of you picked it up with your opposite writing hand? because you've been doing it. What you should have learned from this is that it's easier to change than it is to maintain change. Always easier to go back to the way things have always been done. It's always easier to look for the quicker way, the less challenging way. As I said, there's gonna be a lot more change this year. It has to be. If we do not change as an organization, we will cease to exist within the next 50 years. That's not drama, that's just numbers, it's facts. We will cease to exist as Lions organization. So think about some things. How do you share Lionism with other people? Do you ask people, hey, I've got a Lions Club meeting tonight, why don't you come go with me at 7 o'clock at the community building? Or do you say, hey, we're building a wheelchair ramp this weekend, we'd love to have your help for someone out in the community. Can you come out and help us on Saturday? Membership equals service, and service equals membership. Your membership is the strongest goal that we have as an organization, not just in District 2S2, but across the state, across Constitutional Area 1, and across the world. I would say other than India, which is growing at a rate that's just unbelievable, we're all going in the opposite direction. I would encourage you to think outside the box about everything that you do and criticize yourself. And don't be afraid for someone to give you constructive criticism. I appreciate that. I hope you do as well. And if I overstep, again, feedback is always welcome, okay? Specialty clubs. So specialty clubs is our fastest growing segment of clubs across the world. Last year, in 2020, 2021 alone, there were over 1,300 specialty clubs started across the world. That accounted for 33,147 new members. And 57% of our total growth through LCI, not through the state, not through Constitutional Area 1, but across the world. We have got to embrace that concept as an organization and as a district, or we will not succeed. A specialty club may not be a club whose first priority is Texas Lions Camp. I know that breaks a lot of hearts in this room, and mine as well, but it's our job as a district cabinet to convince them why they should continue to support Texas Lions Camp. And that's why we have great camp directors like Hollywood and Lion Hollywood and Lion Heaven. Specialty clubs can be anything from a profession to an education to a culture to a hobby to a life stage. Keep your eyes open for those opportunities, and we'll continue to grow. So I was going to call Lion Valerie up right now. She's stuck in traffic, and she should be here in just a moment. So somebody will have to tell her that I was talking about. If you don't know Lion Valerie James of the Houston Lady Lions Club, make sure you meet her today. She is smart and motivated and compassionate and dynamic and funnier than you can believe, okay? Lion Val sponsored a new member in the last 10 days. She's one of 4 people in our district who have done that. She recognized as the incoming president of her club that their process as a club was lacking. And when I'm talking about this, I want you to keep something in mind. I'm not calling out a club. I'm trying to recognize things that happen within our district, because when we walk in this door to a cabinet meeting, we are not representing our club. We are representing our district, and we have to look past the individual clubs. But Val recognized that their membership process was lacking. They had some members on the books that did not have a positive impact on their club. She encouraged and directed with her board, pardon me,
Carl.
Carl's dialing people. I wouldn't answer your phone, guys, if I were you.
He's
Bill
not being, he's
Fisher
not being
has a
kind.
note of reference that he signed. But when Dell recognized this, she met with her board, they talked. They came up with a new process. And I remember this process well, and I'm sure Lion Judy does. In the past, you had to be, it was an honor to be invited to be a member of a Lions Club. It wasn't, oh man, come on, we gotta have some more members. We really need you to join our club. It was, we finally have a position available for you if you have the skill set to serve on a Lions Club. And people were excited about it. CDG Chris remembers that as well, I'm sure. Well, Houston Lady Lions made a change, so now you have to come in front of their club as a prospective member, and you have to make a presentation to that board about why you want to join their club and what skill sets you have to offer to help their club move in a forward direction. I applaud that. We have 4 other people who have brought in new Lions this year in the 10 days that we've had this year. And I'd like to present them with their pin. Lion Lucy, could you come up? Lion Lucy sponsored a new member into Houston Lady Lions. Lion Price sponsored a new member into Baytown Lions. He's not here today. If there's anyone from Baytown, please let me know and I'll send your pin home, or his pin home with you. This is my personal pin. It's a star, because when you bring new members into Lionism, you are a Lion star. And that's the way that we're going to keep building our universe. So Lion Lucy, here's yours. She's been trying to get this since I got them in the mail, just so you know. I made her wait. There you go. You're welcome. Thank you.
Good job, Lewis.
When it's out here, we'll get her pin as well.
She's coming in now.
Ah, perfect.
Get her out the door.
Ask her for her speech as soon as she walks in.
It would have great job of restructuring the process for it, it's for inviting new members into your club. And we talked about that a little bit today. I hope that some of the members will share that with you. And I've got your pin. Oh, my goodness. No, I didn't show up. I appreciate it. Okay. So, we talked about change, right? Starts today. We're gonna do things a little differently. Lion Carl, in his year, past District Governor Carl, made an attempt, a strong attempt, to move all of our reporting to an electronic format. We're gonna try that again this year, and we're gonna work on it. It's not gonna be perfect. We're gonna do the best we can, and we're gonna be kind to each other about it. So if you'll notice, Lion David has done a great job of preparing this wonderful agenda with links to everything that we're going to do today. So each presenter that has something that they want to add to their report, or that they just want to summarize, will have 2 minutes. Our tail twister will enforce the 2-minute rule. I hear we have a great tail twister this year. If you did not supply your report electronically, you will be given 2 minutes to provide an overview of what your plans are, what you may have already accomplished. I can't guarantee it, but there may be a fine involved. You're going to be updated on our goals, where we're at in the first 10 days of the year. I told you every time we met, update those. And the last thing, prepare to have fun, to smile, to laugh, and to finish in a reasonable period of time. After this meeting is over, as CDG Chuck mentioned, we will have a vision screening certification at 1 o'clock. The concession stand will have the 3 meals that he referenced: cheeseburgers, hot dogs, or chicken sandwiches. And before I end my remarks, I'm going to update you on our goals, and then we're going to move forward. We'll start at the state level. Maybe I can get the rest of the paper. We started the year with 21,966 lions in the state of Texas. We've added 185. We've dropped 107. Our closing balance is 22,044 lions across the state of Texas, which is an increase of 78 lions. Now let's scroll down and come a little closer to home. We started the year with 1,398 lions. We've added 6 new lions as of last night around midnight. We've dropped 10. We're at a -4. It's the first 10 days. So I challenge each of you to continue to look for people to serve with you. That number's got to come up a lot, or we're going to be hit at the last quarter, realizing that the goal is going to be unattainable. So don't wait. Do it now. I'm going to close my remarks the way I usually do, and that is be kind. As I said, we're trying hard, and make sure you do the right thing in word and deed every day, all day. Because I can.
We will.
So we're now at the part of the agenda where we have a formation of the cabinet. And based on the wonderful guidance that I've received, I'm going to read you Article 8, Section 1. Membership of the cabinet stipulates that the membership of the district governor's cabinet hearing called the cabinet shall be the district governor as presiding officer, vice district governor, and if when I call this, if this is your title, if you would please stand. Vice district governor, region chairman, zone chairman, cabinet secretary, cabinet treasurer. District chairman is stipulated by LCI, and I will tell you who those are. That's our convention chairs, our diabetes chair, Lion Eric, our environmental chair, Lion Jennifer, our global leadership coordinator, Chris Mormon, our global membership coordinator, Lion Lucy, our global service team, Lion Marla, our information technology and webmaster, Lion David, our Leo chair, Lion Nancy, Lions International Foundation chair, CDG Mark Ross, Lions Quest chair, Lion Emmy, Peace Poster chair, Lion Barbara, Pediatric Cancer chair, Lion Kathy, Public Relations and Information chair, Lion Kayla, and Vision chair, Lion Inga, all past district governors, and the president and secretary of the PFC Council, president and secretary. As your oath, do you pledge to uphold your district's constitution and bylaws and the Lions Code of Ethics?
Absolutely.
You are duly installed. So the next portion of this is going to be appointed chairs. Appointed chairs for Alert, Lion Val, please stand. CDG Chuck Martin. David Green, Lion David. District and State Hall of Fame, CDG Mark. Humanitarian Relief Fund, BDG Paul. Leo Clubs, Lion Nancy, Lion Tamer, Lion John, Lions International Convention, PDG Tony, Opportunities for Youth, Lion Becca, immediate past, PDG Association, immediate past District Governor Benita, President and Secretary Council President Ralph Perez, President and Secretary Council David Green, Tail Twister, Lion Eric, Texas Lions Foundation, Lions PDG Chuck, Texas Lions Museum, PDG Tony, and Veterans Affairs, Lion Lucy. And the same oath will be administered to you. Do you pledge to uphold your district constitution and bylaws and the Lions Code of Ethics? I do.
Absolutely.
I declare our cabinet formed. District Secretary, Lion Annette. Yes, we have a quorum. We do have a quorum. Thank you very much. Minutes from our last district cabinet meeting. I'm hoping this will work from up here. Lion David, I know that you prepared these. You're in your 2 minutes, by the way.
Nope, didn't do it. Oh, I'm actually doing this. I thought we had to do it. No, okay.
You put them together and didn't give them to her until about 5 minutes ago. I think you can call it.
This is true. Okay. We had a quorum. The meeting was called to order. I announced we had a quorum. The treasurer's report was submitted. There was a motion by IPDG Tony to write off the money from the failed drops clubs, Ames, Klein Phoenix, and Houston Hobby. That was motioned by IPDG Tony and seconded by DG Lisa, and it was unanimously carried. Then DG Lion Chuck announced that there were no additional checks. DG Lion Lisa announced that for the year we gained 224 and lost 290, a net loss of 66 as of the meeting. She announced her goals for the new year, which, you know, you all just heard, so I don't need to go over them again. One thing that did stick out to me personally was her comment that we need to close the back door, shut the latch, and lock the key on all of the losses. And of course, I'm not nearly as eloquent as she is on that. Second Vice District Governor at the time, Paul Moore, debriefed us on the Texas Tuesday connections and also lauded Houston Royal Oaks Lions clubs on their recent mixer. In his estimation, mixers help to improve intra-club comité and may even lead to new clubs. At 9:38, District Governor Benito called for the chairs to report. Zone chairs, Lions Bill Simpson and Nancy Chesbrough provided their reports. For the Texas Lions Club, Texas Lions Camp, I do apologize. I'm going to need to make a tweak on that verbiage there. Lion Hollywood reported for the Humanitarian Relief Fund. Lion Paul Yackley reported for the Lions Foundation. PDG Chuck Martin reported. We were short approximately $500 on the 100% contributions, and Lion Chuck had brought a sponsor to cover that gap. Then for the GMT, future Vice District Governor Lion Neil Landers reported that we had 14 clubs with positive growth, amongst other things. IPDG Tony reported that the audit for the 2019 to 2020 Lions year cleared the auditors with no issue. We remembered Lion Thomas Capers, who passed away. Instigated by DG Lion Benita Davis, we did the gavel passing ceremony. Walk away from me. And stuff happened. Okay, that's it.
I would say 96.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Next is our district treasurer's report.
I'm going to yield my time to PDG Chuck.
Perfect.
And I will definitely take more than 2 minutes.
$2.
Pay you $5. What are we gonna do with the approve, we didn't approve the minutes, you went over.
very much. Do
I
have
move
a-
that we approve the minutes as presented.
Have a second? Any discussion? If not, I call for a vote. All in favor? All opposed? Thank you.
Okay. We're doing this a little differently today, so now I have to catch up with technology. I guess I probably should turn the mic on before I even do that. Now you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Hey, look at
Who has the laptop? Can we make it bigger?
You'll have to ask the IT guy if he can make it bigger on my screen. I don't know the answer to that question.
The answer is yes. Give me a moment.
Go for it. This doesn't count against my time.
clock ticking,
Find him again. He's taking my time. Well, when the little circle's put running, you're gonna find out that we have, in the bank, $147,540 in cash. We have one club that owes $11.50, because they had a check that came back. We had a deposit to Margaritaville for $3,200, which is this guy. At the end of the month, when these financials were produced, at the end of the month, when the financials were produced, we had some checks that hadn't gotten to the bank yet, totaling $1,195. And it gave me $151,497 in the bank of total assets as of the end of June. Now, since then, there's been some changes because obviously the bank statements came in, we got some interest and things like that. On the liability side, we had a $500 grant that LCI gave to us for the fiscal year 21-22. That was electronically deposited into our bank account on June 30. So I had to record it as a liability since it's going to be in this year's business. All right, where did money come from?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Is this on the website?
Yes, it is. That's where he's got it from.
What's it on the website? What's it on there?
Go to the homepage, click the cabinet meeting, and it's on that page.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where he hit it, but I sent it to him. He got it.
Tucked it away.
All right, so the money came in. District dues brought in $16,087. We earned $344 worth of interest as before June 30. Membership extension growth award came from the state of Texas. We brought in $1,824 from that. $1,500 for gifts for District Governor, now immediate past District Governor Benita. Come here, you. Come back up here. Which we in turn spent. And we had a miscellaneous income of $135 from various clubs who just gave us money because they were sweet and lovable. Took in a total of $19,891 as far as the district admin account is concerned. Now, where do we spend the money for the admin account? First Vice District Governor spent $4,131 on all of his stuff, her stuff at that time. The biggest item was the pins that she purchased. Second Vice District Governor, who was in the purple jacket, spent $2,412. TLC first year director spent $500. Second year director said he didn't go anywhere, so we didn't spend any money. We did spend some money for global membership, total of $1,824, which is the exact amount of money we got from the state, so they canceled each other out. Continuing on down the admin account, we did have, as I reported at the last cabinet meeting, the financial statement review cost us $1,250. The next biggest thing, there's the $1,500 we took in for DG Benita, and we spent it. And the State Hall of Fame, thank you very much for covering my expenses. That was total $1,425. Technology cost of contact was $522. We had a negative expense of $264 because somebody had some expense in the prior year. They never cashed their check. We voided the check and it came back into this fiscal year. So we ended up total expenses of $15,193, which means the admin account made almost $4,700 last year because of COVID. We didn't do a whole lot in the first 6 months of last fiscal year, okay? And then this sideways report is the fund balance report. If you remember from the balance sheet, the $157,947 in assets, this is how it's split out. Unfortunately, now that David has got it so wide you can't see what the various funds are. Here you go. He's going to help me out. down so you can see who the funds are, please. Hey, that's all, I just need a signature. I need a strong. Still didn't get it, hang on. See if I can go any further. No, that's all this smaller to get. So basically, if you look at it, it says district admin, at the end of June, we had 45,615 in the district admin account. Convention and conferences, which is our local midwinter and district convention, the balance there was 15,776. Promote 2S2, we had $8,589 left in that. State convention, which someday we will have, I guess, 2028, thank you very much. I was gonna ask Neil, was the year that he was district governor, he has to elect the council chair for that time. So we got 14,900 sitting in that account. We have not contributed any money to that fund since 2011, actually, yeah, 2010, because it was deemed that we got enough money in there, we didn't need to keep collecting money from the members and have a whole bunch of money left over. All of the various charities, Lighthouse, iBank, Camp, World Services for the Blind, any money that came in for them was all written and checks were sent to them as of June 30th. Is there any questions I can answer before the sales force picks up and takes my mic away?
Not the microphone I want to.
Oh. You want the mouse?
Not that either. Great catch.
So you think the treasurer's report, do I hear a motion to approve?
Well, actually, it just gets placed for audit. We don't have to approve it, it's just, it goes into the audit bucket.
So the, so we'll go through the audit process. Our next item is our presentation of the proposed budget for next year, which will be presented by Second Vice District Governor Neil. You do not have a copy of it. We had copies printed for you because we know those numbers are hard for you to get on your phone. Before we do that, I'd like to ask for a motion to waive the 10-day notice period so the budget can be discussed, debated, and approved.
So moved.
Okay. Motion by Past District Governor Tony, seconded by Vice Chair Carroll. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. So moved. All, any opposed? So moved. Does anyone need a copy of the budget? Oh, our district secretary is way ahead.
Okay, let me start with the basic fundamentals of the budget. First of all, our district annual numbers are fixed, so they go into the budget and become either part of the budget or pass-through accounts. Secondly, this list here, which you all should have with a little blue strip in it. Oh, okay, that works. If you look at that carefully, you'll notice that our district governor has reduced the 100% contributions from 29 down to 25, and the blue areas are just what will be our next year's 100% contributions. So, okay, now those are two elements that go into the budget. The next element is how many members do we have? When we first started this budget, we started with 1,512 members. By the time into the fiscal year, we were down to 1,398, a significant drop. So when you make a budget, each of those members have to be multiplied by the various accounts and bring the revenue in. So you should have a copy of what the budget is that shows the membership of the red in the corner. Here.
think everyone has a paper copy.
Yeah, I think
From your guys.
it's sitting there and I can hardly read it.
Okay, we can use the paper copy.
You use your paper copy, so you can make a whole.
Has it on Windows? Okay, thanks. Watch this. Okay, given those fundamentals that go into the budget, we have one other significant income, what we're looking at doing is receiving a grant from the standard LCI membership. That won't be approved. I mean, it's submitted as an application, but it won't be approved till August, and that's $4,200. We have to spend 25% of that out of our own funds. But when you go through, just let's talk about the administrative part of the budget. You can see our net income is going to be $21,346, as indicated there. Our current plans are to spend $37,000, so we're going to have a deficit. Now, as just mentioned Chuck mentioned, $4,000 or $5,000 last year was because of COVID. We need to make that up. We need to do things in our district to put more effort out, grow membership and so forth. So part of that, you can figure 16 will be pulling that reserve back. There's a couple other items that we've got in here with looking at expenses and stuff. We're planning to do more advertising. You can come through looking at we're going to do a district directory. That's going to be 2,300. So our net proposed budget right now is 37,000 expenditure from that standpoint.
Any questions from the floor?
That's
Do we have that amount of money in the reserve to cover that loss?
that's what.
Can you hear the question?
Do we have enough money in reserves to cover that?
Yes.
Again, this is going to be a climb out of what COVID put us in. We're going to grow and see a lot happening in our district next year, coming year. Mr. Governor Lisa's got a lot planned, and I think it's going to be very valuable to follow that plan.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion to approve the current budget, the proposed budget? Motion by Ryan David. Second by Petey G. Mark. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
All right. Thank you.
It's now time for a report from our first vice district governor. And you.
No report.
No report. A report from our second vice district governor, and the clock has started.
Mark started. Okay. All right. I have issued, I filed a report, but there's a couple things I just wanted to mention on that, just referring to the report. First of all, when I got elected second vice district governor in April, I figured, well, nothing happens, until the start of July. And when I officially dropped the E and started working, that's wrong. If you work with a district governor, at least it started the next day. So, I really appreciate her involving me as in her, the budget, the goals and so forth. And I really feel like I'm part of the team. So appreciate that, Mr. Governor Lisa. You'll see various things in the report. My training I'm looking at doing, but club recognition, there's one thing I'd really like to mention. This is a club that has only been in existence 18 months. They started with 21 members. They've grown to 53, and they have no drop members. All those members have been retained, and that is Houston Unity Lions. some more detail in my report, but they did a fantastic job. And one other thing I'd like to mention is the top district membership sponsors. I took the data at the end of our fiscal year, started July 1st, and looked at the sponsors that were identified in the list. These are sponsors that have members retained. It doesn't have any, if they sponsor 10 and drop 5, that would not show up. I mean, they would only be credited for 5. The top of that list is Emmy. Emmy has 31 sponsored members in her Lion career. Fantastic. And second is Tina Wynn from Houston Unity, and she has 15. I have to be really close here, don't I? Okay. I guess that's it. The rest of the report's in there, but I sure hope you get to see some of the recognitions and stuff that's in the report. Thank you.
Thank you. Our zone chairman. I-1 is Lion Bill Simpson, not able to join us today. Zone
Well,
two-
I'm here on Zoom.
You're on Zoom, excellent, excellent.
Hey,
Thanks for chiming in there, Bill. Can you give us a 2-minute update on?
sure,
the
you
zone?
bet. You bet. I've only got 2 minutes. Okay, here we go. All right, well, thanks. Good morning. Thanks for doing the Zoom. Sorry I couldn't be there in person. For medical reasons, I couldn't leave today. Also sorry, I don't have the written report, Lisa or David. I'm still working on that. It's only 10 days into the new year and I'm still putting my report format together, but I will give you a verbal report on where we are in the district, or I'm sorry, in the zone. As far as I'm aware, all the clubs are now meeting in person except for Humble, which is still having their own challenges, Humble Lions Club, and then Twin Cities, which is really 1 or 2 members. The rest of the clubs that I've talked to are meeting. Just a real quick rundown. Cleveland, they're back up and running. They have a Trinity. They're working with the food bank this next week. Trinity Food Bank. It's one of their regular service activities is to assist the food bank. They're currently doing a community assessment to see what needs there are in the community and if they've changed. And they've still got their typical fundraisers. One of them that's going on right now, they're doing a raffle for Vision. And they said they typically raise about $5,000 with this raffle every year. So that's ongoing right now. So they're doing that. Crosby, really, I didn't get a report from Crosby, but as I said, they're meeting in person and I'm trading phone calls with Angie, their president, Angie, on that. But so no update on that. Dayton, again, they are working on their typical fundraisers every year. They're planning for this year: pancake supper, chili supper, spaghetti dinner that they're doing. They said something to me that surprised me, and I wasn't aware of it. They said they just got their 501c3 designation, which was interesting. I thought they already had that. So they were looking to me and to the zone for just what does it mean to be a 501c3 and what are the reporting and administrative requirements. So I'll be working with probably my club to get some information to them on that. They've also agreed to host the first zone meeting. That's going to be in Dayton, the 29th of July, the end of this month. We're organizing the first zone meeting. I'll have that agenda out here in the next day or two. Nothing to report from Hardin. Let's see, Huffman. Huffman is, they're busy at this. So this last year, talking to them, they gave out 8 scholarships for $1,000 to the Huffman Hargrave High School. They're continuing to raise money for the food bank, and they do first reader books every year for the kindergarten. And so they're planning, that's something they're working on now for the new school year. And they're having a meet and greet with the school district August 8th. And then just to talk about needs within the school district. So that's coming up early next month. As I mentioned, Humble Noon. We had our film festival, last weekend? I guess it was maybe 2 weeks ago, which we not a very big attendance, but we did raise about $1,200 with the film festival. Question? Uh-oh, I know, I've exceeded 2 minutes. And I didn't really have nothing to report from Liberty, didn't have anything, any feedback from them on that. Kingwood, the only thing I'm there is they have asked for vision screening certification and they want to buy a vision screening machine. And so they weren't able to attend the one today that you're going to have, but I need to look at resources for them on the state level. I know I got to go to the state website to look for resources for them for vision screening. So training.
Tony's been a kind of fine. We don't take virtual payments, so if there's any humble clients around that could pay that for you.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I went over. Sorry, done. I'm done.
Fine, $2. Any humble lion. Humble lion.
Right there, right next to you is Humble Noon Lion right there. I owe you. I owe you. I'll-
Lions.
Tony does not cover your fine. Second Vice District Governor Neal.
Yes, that's right, he's here, yeah.
Is
Neal
serving
did
you
that.
well and well.
All right. Thank you.
You owe me $500.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pay you next time I see you. Yeah, right. Never. Okay.
Zone M is Lion Sarah Cook, who did provide a report electronically that's filed on the web. Any of you can go out there and take a look at that. I'm going to take her 2 minutes and just give a quick recognition that we are printing a directory this year. It was really important for us to get officers submitted. I know many of you have been called about officers, getting them on to LCI and attain. We had a little contest with our zone chairman, and whoever could get all of their presidents and secretaries loaded in the system first won a little prize. And Lion Sarah won that. I'm going to send it home with Miss Ladoris. Lion Ladoris. Next, we're at Lion Kevin. Oh, I want to see this.
Hang on, let me go ahead and pay this fine now. Are you happy for me?
It is great to have a partner.
Thank you for a great report, Kevin.
My report is going to be short and sweet. The written version will be submitted hopefully tomorrow. I've been assigned, I'm P3, and I've been assigned 10 clubs. Let me turn it on. Closer. Closer. I've been assigned 10 clubs, my honor. I have reached out to all 10 clubs at least twice. I've been in contact with 4 of the clubs. I've met with 2 of them. And I've expressed my goals for this year is to ensure that every club understands that they're part of a bigger organization. And the more they're involved in that bigger organization, the better the organization is. The other part, for me personally, is to emphasize effort on the smaller, less involved clubs to bring more of who we already have into what we already have. Meetings. I don't have a zone meeting scheduled yet, but that will be coming, and that will be virtual slash in person. Are there any questions? How'd I do? How are you?
Lion Sarah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay. She can hustle too, let me tell you. I can hustle. Good morning.
Good morning. Turn it
Turn
on.
the mic off. It's off.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be real fast. I have 9 clubs that I work with: Brookshire Patterson, Hempstead, Houston Memorial, Houston Northwest, Katy, Prairie View A&M, Houston Westbury, Waller, and Cinco Ridge. 5 of them are back meeting in person. I only have 2 ones that I've not been able to touch base with. Well, one is hiding very well, won't answer anything. Brookshire Patterson is busy with, Paul works here almost every Sunday at, raising money through Chuck. We thank you for that, Chuck. Hempstead Lions Club is having their first meeting next week, and I'm visiting in person in August. Houston Memorial, I went to IHOP Restaurant and met with the 3 members there. They are all older gentlemen. They were happy to meet a zone chair, and they treated me to breakfast. It was very nice. So I'll be back visiting with them as much as I can. Houston Northwest is really, I was excited to find out they have belonged to a bingo organization. The bingo organization pays 6 charities, and the Lions Club is one of them. And when I went through who they're donating their money, they don't meet yet, but they all talk together on the phone and decide which charity. Well, none of the charities that belong to the Lions Club, so I have my work cut out for getting the money over to us instead of art festivals and things like that. So I have to show them the way. Let's see. Am I doing it fast enough?
2 minutes.
Katy Lions Club is wonderful as usual. Am I right there? Oh, sorry. Katy Lions Club is busy. We lost a few members, but we will be gaining them back slowly. We're going to have a big membership drive, so I'm sure we'll be over and above what we need to be. Houston Westbury Club is starting to meet. They don't communicate very often there, so their president, Bernard Sugar, is elderly. His words, not mine. They met in the senior citizen facility, and that's closed down to them. Signal Ranch, the president's been ill, but he's gonna be back. They're gonna have a blood drive. Other than that, that's the rest are quiet.
As the former zone chair for Houston Northwest, they do contribute 100% of their charities. They say all 100% Lions charities, so
She never mentioned one.
if you go back and look at, if you go back and look at the records, they always pay their 100% contribution, everything.
Okay, they may not know what they're paying. You're getting a bill, but they may not know what they're paying.
They get
That's
their
our directors, pay attention to that.
PDG Buzz knows exactly what he's paying for.
Next is Texas Lions Camp, senior elected director, Hollywood.
You're not gonna do zone C.
You got 2 more zones down.
They're on here.
They're not.
Are they on the phone? Lion Beth, are you on the phone? Lion Brandon, are you on the phone? Lion Hollywood.
Kevin, I'm gonna take up some of your time. I just want to remind everybody, August 5th, Thursday, August 5th, Harry Wickersham Golf Tournament. The deadline for the early, sign up is passed, it was July 1st. You can still sign up to play, $125 per person, $500 for a foursome. If you're not a golfer, hole sponsors, I urge your club, to do a hole sponsorship, it's $100. And speaking of $100, do we have anyone in here that's not a life member of Texas Lions Camp? If you're not, $100 one-time charge, the money will help bring the budget to where we need it to be. And you will also receive, other than District Governor's Lisa Free Martin's pin, it is the most gorgeous pin, lapel pin that I've seen. It's got a stone, it's absolutely gorgeous, so I urge you to do that.
Thank you.
Okay.
We only need one report from Cam. As a senior director, I think you are the one to share that, right?
Thank God.
Sorry, they're already behind the agenda. Lions I Bank of Texas, Lion Emmy, do you have a report?
Actually, I was invited to go to a dinner, the first dinner and get together of the Lions Camp strategy on the 19th. And on the 20th, I will have my orientation,
Excellent,
personalized orientation,
excellent.
in Sugarland area. So I'm excited to be your new trustee for the Texas Lions.
Happy birthday. Good job. Thank you. White House of Houston, Lion Aaron is here. Is there any report on that, Lion Aaron?
Nothing specific. They had their last meeting in June. I wasn't able to attend that. The first meeting of this year is in August 19th. I got some experience with the Lighthouse, not in what we do, so I'm looking forward to learning what's up, what I'm supposed to do.
Excellent, thank you. We're only 3 minutes behind our agenda, so thank you guys for putting up with my rush to get you through. Make sure you submit your reports electronically so we can review those throughout the month. We're gonna take a quick break. Let's take 10 to whatever we need to do.
Who sends out the blood health test? Oh, they actually. Well, I have a question. I mean, I used to get off when I was done chair. I never paid attention on that. Does that mean? No,
Free tea, okay, I gotta go. Get that. Good job, Carol.
Thank you for getting back so promptly. I appreciate that. So we're now to, the portion of today where we talk about what's going on with our committee chairs. I realize that many of you may not have a report with 10 days into the year, okay? If you say no report, I'm good with that. This time, just make sure next time that you get your report submitted electronically, and if you have no report, just let us know that so we don't take up the time. We can budget our time appropriately on the agenda. Convention chair will be our first report. DDG Rick.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you doing okay today?
I am doing great. I am doing, how great am I?
Absolutely.
You come with us or you come up here?
Hurry up, you're fine.
I'm giving you $5 now. I'll make that. And the reason I'm doing that, because Governor, there is no way I can give this report in 2 minutes. It's absolutely not possible.
Well, you're already a
So,
minute.
do y'all want to hear my report? Yeah. What's the answer?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna start by apologizing, Governor Lisa, because I did not do a written report. Sometimes, there's 4 things in my life: faith, family, business, and lions. And business comes before lions, and Lord knows I've been busy. So I didn't get a written report, so I'll-
It takes more than 10 days a year to start apologizing.
Okay, I have another $1 for you, because I'm gonna mention something that's really not my business. It's membership. I was shocked when I heard what our membership is at now. When I was governor, 10 years ago, we were hovering around 2,000 members. And we're down under 1,400. Do you realize when we get to, and I forget what the number is, around 1,200, we get put on probation as a district? So we really need to get on membership, and that's not my business, but it segues into it, because what I'm gonna talk about is a great way to get new members. So the Midwinter Conference is coming up on January 21st and January 22nd. The committees are set. We've been working hard on getting this thing together, and I'm gonna mention some names here. The marketing committee, Lion Kayla from the Cut and Shoot Family Lions Club is doing an outstanding job. She's the one that came up with that logo, and you'll be seeing a lot of stuff from Kayla in the coming 3 or 4 months. Right, Kayla?
Right.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Kayla.
Club visits, Lion Kevin is in charge of getting a committee together. We want to get every club visited and get this thing sold. This is a big deal this year. Electronic registration, PDG Tony, of course, Lion David and Lion Manette. Check-ins, Lion Eric and his committee of Kathy.
There's other members now.
Program, we have a big program, we Lion David. Advertising, we have Lion Ralph. We were gonna ask Lion Ralph, I did ask him, he can't do it, so we need somebody in charge of getting the advertising for the booklet sold. So if there's any volunteers, just get with me later, and we'd love to have you do it. Lion Bow is gonna take care of making the meal programs. Friday Night Entertainment is myself and my co-chair, who unfortunately had to leave, Lion Judy. We're gonna come up with something good. We have a Survey Monkey out to get information on that. Lion Marlon's doing decorations. PDG Tony, Lion John and Lion David are taking care of audio visual. And the seminar tracks, led by PDG Chris, PDG Mark, and First Vice District Governor Paul. Service with a Smile, district leadership, and how to grow your club. And then in the afternoon, we're gonna have service projects. We're gonna have, I think, 4. And our global service chair, Marla, is in charge of that. And Lion Chuck is gonna be the international escort. Then, of course, the Bob Dowden dinner is taken care of by our elected directors. So why is this different from our past? And I'm not supposed to mention past ones, but this is a big deal. This is gonna be so awesome. If you miss it, you're gonna be sorry. We are targeting 596 members, new members in Lions with less than 5 years of service. So when you go back to your clubs or back to your zones, that's who we're looking for to come to this. We're looking for y'all to come too. Speaking of which, we already have the website set up. You can already register. Does everybody have one of these cards? All right, I want you to get your smartphone out. I want you to click on that little funny looking thing in the corner. And it will bring you right to the website. Who's registered? Before we leave this room today, I want everybody in here registered for the convention. It's so easy to do. Thank you, PDG Tony.
Is the hotel
The hotel info is not there yet, but it's coming. We're gonna have a link to the hotel. And that's another thing. This is Margaritaville, folks. I mean, come on. If that's not a draw, what is? Thank you for your time. I hope to see you January 21st.
Thank you, Deputy Rick. And yes, that was a very important report. I'm glad that you took care of your fine ahead of time. Diabetes, Cheryl and Eric.
I'll just be very brief, so I don't get fined. So first club to reach out was the Katy Lions Club. They're having a health fair that's coming up in August, so we're kind of communicating with Ryan Mansky to get some stuff together for that, for the diabetes. This morning I was looking around on the Lions website and on Facebook, I found this really cool diabetes chair Facebook group that's got 2,400 past and present district and club diabetes awareness representatives. So get posted to that, look for some ideas. If you have ideas, reach out. We'll just make it a great year, a great day to be alive.
Jennifer Bowley is our environmental chair this year, and I'd like for her to talk about a project that we're bringing in front of the district as a district project. I think you'll be really excited about it. Jennifer?
Yes, so if y'all don't know me, I run Nature and Eclectic Outdoors, people know it's NEO. Our organization founded the Healthy Outdoor Communities Initiative, which has gotten significant funding from the Hogg Foundation for Mental Health to promote nature and outdoor equity as a tool to fight health disparities in underserved communities of color. So the projects that I'm bringing forth, we had a community leader from Third Ward. If y'all aren't familiar with Third Ward, 37% of the population there lives in poverty. To give you an idea of what the poverty rate is, a family of 4 can maximum make $26,500. Try raising a family of 4 on that amount of money. So that's just an example. 87% of the community is non-white. This project was brought to me by a community member from Third Ward, as well as an Eagle Scout candidate. There is a park in Third Ward that the community created out of a blighted, abandoned lot across the street from a discount liquor store. It was a very high crime rate site, and they said, we want to turn this into a community-led park and get rid of some of the crime that's in this area. And that's what they did. NEO and Healthy Outdoor Communities has been involved in this project since the beginning. Now they want to develop a certified monarch way station, which is a pollinator-friendly garden registered by Monarch Watch, an international monarch conservation organization. They want to create a pollinator-friendly garden that not only is a beautiful garden, but will also serve as an educational space for the community. They will also be raising monarch caterpillars and pollinator-friendly plants to share out with schools and other organizations to build up their own environmental and conservation programs. That I'm asking, or they are asking for $1,000 to support this project. If we have more funding, then they can even do more, but the $1,000 will build new garden beds, purchase pollinator plants, and I'll pay you. And educational signage, and community members will have free and open access to this garden at all times to learn more about pollinator-friendly gardening, and just be in a beautiful, inclusive area that they develop themselves. This is a wonderful opportunity. The project will take place on July 31st from 9 to 12. Lions will be invited to come out and volunteer. There will be additional volunteer opportunities going forward. We will also have signage with the Lions Club name and our logo on it. And it's also, there's a little bit of diversity in this room, but not a whole bunch. This is a great opportunity for us to do a project that community members will know about in a community of color that really needs our help. And it's a great opportunity for us to potentially build a new club in this community. So I am very passionate about this. I hope you all will be too and support this project. Thank you. District project.
It is a district. What Jennifer's talking about is a district project, so it would be, we've looked at that as part of our budget, so it is in the budget. Lucy, you had a question?
Yes, I wanted to know if this is something we could vote on today and put before the district.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the program that she's talking about for the butterfly and grant her the $1,000 to a well-deserved mission.
We have a motion on the
I
floor.
second the motion.
Lion Amy had her hand up first. Lion Amy will second that motion. Do we have any other discussion? I just want to say, from my point of view, this is a great legacy project for Lions Club. That sign with our name and logo will be there forever, and on the site, the conservation site, the Monarch Conservation site, we will also be recognized as a Monarch Way Station. Yes,
And it will be a great opportunity for volunteers.
Yes.
For each club. You can add this service project, each club can go and visit, we can take turns. And it's so nice because you have the Lions logo there, then it gives us visibility.
We're open an Eagle
So we have-
Scout, and also, we can take our leaders.
It is on the corner, I don't have the address, but it's on the corner of Live Oak and McGowan, which once again is a traditionally was a very high crime rate area. Since they developed this park, once again, as a community with no city funding or anything, crime has gone down. Criminals don't like witnesses. The more people we can get outdoors in green spaces, the lower the crime rate.
we have a motion on the floor. We have a second. Any other discussion? PDG Rick?
Yeah, where will the $1,000 come from?
The $1,000 is going to come out of promote line. Promotion.
Yes, can we have a vote?
Yes.
I have one question. Instead of having it come out of that promote, could we instead, have it be tacked on as a, portion of the, 100% contribution and have, I'm just asking the question, is that a thing that's possible?
So the budget's already been approved. We did have that money listed in the budget, and so it would need to stay under the promote line 2S2. That fund does just that. It promotes this district client and to help us grow. So we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, guys.
I would like to say that for her passion and enthusiasm, Jennifer's the first winner of the fine exemption certificate for the year, but she also went over, so I'm gonna keep.
Great job, great job. GLT. PDG Chris Norman.
I submitted my report by the deadline, but I already have an addendum to it. I mentioned in the report that we would be having a meeting for talking with the incoming officers because our adoption rate of doing online training is pretty low. In fact, if you're probably thinking, well, surely my club officer has done this. I can pretty much guarantee you, everybody in this room, your club officers have not. Except for, we have a couple in this room. The first one to complete their club officer training was our district treasurer. And she gets an award, she gets a gift card so I can buy her a meal. And for anybody else that completes theirs by the end of this month, by the end of July, any club officers that completes theirs by the end of this month, they'll be registered and drawing for another gift card. And I will be sending out communications, instead of having a meeting, I'm gonna develop a documentation and a YouTube video showing the people how to access the information if they aren't. So I'll be needing some help. Hopefully we post it on the different website as well. But I'll be sending it out to the officers this weekend or Monday at the latest, and I'll copy all the zone chairs. You're gonna be blind copies. So if I get any of those, I heard about the contest y'all had for email or for getting contact information in there, right? If I get any bounces back, I'm gonna send those to the zone chairs as well, so I can straighten up any broken contacts in the officer list. Thank you.
Your officers training links are already on the website, lions2s2.org. You can access that very easily there. Global membership team, Lion Lucy. 2 minutes, sister.
Somebody needs to pay for me.
Yeah.
Membership, 2 minutes, and membership's the main goal of the year. PDG Mark, where's your money?
Someone.
Yes.
Hello? I don't think I need. Yeah, you need it. Okay.
So I am honored to chair this committee for being the GMT for the district. I am working on a great club, which many of you may not know because it's been in the works, but it is going to be the first Veterans Lions Cyber Club that will actually start in Texas and go through 13 states. I actually have 5 other states wanting to join right now, but we're going to start it off within our district. I had a great meeting with one of the ladies, an Army female vet, Judy DeBose, who's helping me chair that club and charter it. And so, the national director who's helping, me put this together in the different states, just had a baby in May and will not be back until the end of July, but she is gonna let us talk. I've asked, PDG Mark and PDG Paul, not PDG, First Vice District Paul, to be on my committee. If there's anybody else wanting to be on the committee as we form these clubs, I'm open to any and all suggestions. We can learn together, but I'm just very excited for that. There are some other clubs in the works, and so, but I want the Veterans Club to be our primary focus right now, just because they've been so engaged and I've been putting them on. Thanks. Only because we didn't have enough.
I have a question. Last year, before the first council of governors meeting, we put in a new club, to brag about at the council meeting. Are we gonna be putting in a new club this year before the first council of governors meeting?
I'm working on that PVG, Mark. Thanks for spoiling that, but
I think that's a yes or no question.
okay, thank you. Oh, no. We shall see. We shall see. I am working with we do a lot of different things. No, wait, I want to tell you something. Time out. I am working on a branch club that will go off the Houston Lady Club, Lady Lions to start, and then they will go out by themselves. So, yeah. They're giving me a hard time. Are you capturing this moment?
Of course.
Okay, but they want membership, PDG request.
Our GST, Marla?
I have one comment.
Yes.
One comment on that, I would just remind you that a similar exercise occurred right before my year when 2 clubs were put in to meet that artificial deadline. They both closed this year. So be,
Very good.
Dave, are you talking about King of the Jones?
no, in my year.
Thank you.
Okay. Is it on?
Yes.
Sean?
All right. First item, District Governor Lisa asked me to address as GST was some type of reporting service guideline. She was concerned about a lot of inconsistencies and discrepancies in service numbers being reported. So I got in touch with the Texas GST coordinator, PDG James Haberland, to see if he had any suggestions. He and I discussed some things. And then I also went to the Montgomery County Food Bank because so many of our clubs do make donations to food banks. And they actually have some guidelines that they can give you to tell you what 1 pound of food is equal to or what $1 is equal to. So District Governor Lisa had me take this information from PDG James Haberland and Food Bank, and I sent that information out to all of the zone chairs so they could get it to the reporting person in each of their clubs. So maybe our service reporting will become a little bit more consistent within the district. As PDG Rick already said, there's going to be 4 service projects at Midwinter. 3 of them are basically in place. We're going to be doing projects for Montgomery County Meals on Wheels, for Bridgeway Shelter, for Yes to Youth, and In His Grace. The 4th one is being worked on at this time, and I am hoping for it to be an environmental project. Those of you that were at PSC Wednesday night heard me talk about a district-wide project we're going to do this year, setting up a program called Lions Helping Lions. That's a work in progress. We've still got more discussion on setting that up.
Can I take a time out of time because I want to recognize Lions Helping Lions. We've already had one act of
Okay.
Lions Helping
Go
Lions.
ahead.
PDG Carl and Lady Jane, Lady Lion James, assisted one of our lions who was inadvertently left by their spouse.
I think it was intentional.
Secretary Council meeting. So thank you for being the first. Thank you for being the first.
Thank you. I did not have to walk through Coach to Conroe, thanks to PDG Carl and James. And last of all, I'm just still working on setting up my district-wide service team. I have reached out to 12 different people on our target list, but as of yet, I've had no takers. So I am still continuing. If any of you are interested in working on the service team with me, just let me know and I'll add you to the list.
I will.
Thank you, Lucy. Okay, all right.
Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
Technology or web?
Sure, why not?
We've been going over our 2 minutes, so let's remember, we're gonna stay short and brief.
Okay. I am not going to use that because I need both my hands to talk. So if you are when you get home today, take a look at the website, lions2s2.org. Click the cabinet meeting from the homepage. It will eventually be up under the leadership team at the top. And you will be able to look at all of these reports that were submitted today, as well as any additional ones that come in over the next couple of days. In the past years, we've had on the website your email address, your phone number, your home address, et cetera, et cetera. That creates a privacy issue, so that's gone now. Starting from this year, every single member of the cabinet, all of the officers, all the committee chairs have been issued new email addresses. Those email addresses are your first name, last initial at lions2s2.org. If you have not yet set yours up, if you're like, I don't know how to do that, reach out to me. My phone number's on here, my email address is on here, davidg@lions2s2.org. If you're like, I don't want another email, I don't need another email, get rid of it, we can go ahead and have that email address that's your first name, last initial at lions2s2.org that can be forwarded to your personal email. And just get with me or follow the instructions that I provided in my report. And I know that I'm going to be working with Lion Marla to get the Lions Helping Lions database set up. So that's going to be coming in the next month or so. And lastly, I just want to point out that one of the things to assist with the communicating all of the clubs is that by the end of next month, every single club, so for example, we have katie.club@lions2s2.org. If you email that address, it goes to Lion Carol as president, me as first vice and secretary, Lion Sue as treasurer, and Lion Lydia as second vice. So it goes to all of the officers. I'm going to be putting that into place. I will be putting that into place for all of the clubs to where it just automatically goes to your officers. Any questions, hit me up. I'm walking away before I get fined.
Thank you. Good job, thank you. I think we can all agree that our website is moving in the direction we want it to, and it's helping communication a lot. Our Leo chair, Lion Nancy Chesbro, I know it's summertime, but do you have any reports?
Well, I have contacted all the clubs. I've sent emails. Obviously, I'm not going to be getting a response from quite a few of them, but I have connected with Lion Becca Franco, who is our opportunities for youth chairperson this year. And we're hoping to bring the Leos and the opportunities for youth programs together and maybe spread out a little bit more and get some new ideas that way. And so that's all I've got right now.
Excellent, thank you. Mark, thank you for being on your way.
You get $1. LCIF, wonderful. It's our foundation. Lions own this foundation, providing humanitarian and disaster relief, community project support, disaster grants. Immediately get $10,000. We get a disaster in our area. The next morning, Lions District Governor will receive a check from LCIF. What we want to encourage and support our clubs to look at and our district to consider is performing and soliciting for grant support from LCIF, the matching grant program. There's lots of different categories: vision, youth, disasters, measles, pediatric cancer, hunger, environmental relief, and water support, diabetes eradication. Now, our district was one of only 2 districts when the COVID virus hit that actually submitted a request for grant from the state of Texas. We received $10,000, and Tony administered, Assistant Governor Tony administered that grant through the end of the process, which we finally closed out. One of the things I want to be promoting this year to our clubs are the Campaign 100 program that provides support for sponsoring of delivering programs addressing distinct needs of at-risk and vulnerable populations, such as the elderly, the disabled, females, orphans, and others disproportionately impacted by social and economic factors and requiring social services.
That is a wonderful program. I'm always surprised when somebody asks me, as did this morning, what is LCIF? What do they do? So we've got to do a better job as a district to inform and educate our members at the club level, because a lot of particularly new members don't know what LCIF is. But I'm going to be sharing with club members as I visit different clubs is the 100, Hampton 100 program. It's support. We have pledge forms. As members of the cabinet, I ask you to consider it. I don't want to make you do that mandatorily, but do consider being a supporter of Campaign 100. And there are multiple levels from $50 to multiple $1 million levels of support. We have beautiful forms of recognition and Lions Love pins and such. So I'll be sharing these with clubs as I go around, and I encourage your support. If you have any questions about the grant process, please let me know. Thank you.
We have submitted a grant for $1,500 to the Lions Club International for the promotional material for the Lions Quest. And I'm hoping that, you know, each club will consider or check it out. And if you want to invite me as guest in your club, please let me know. Let's call 1-800-ENVY.
One thing that I do want to say about Quest, we're always looking for ways to get involved in our local school district. This is another way that we have a foot in the door. All we have to do is open it. Peace poster contest, Lion Barbara was not here today, and she's not on the phone. Pediatric Cancer Chair, Lion Cassie, do you have a report?
As Marla mentioned earlier, I am working with His Grace Foundation. They are based in Magnolia, but I'm working to find out what they need. And the little bit we did talk, we're gonna probably do a drive for their welcome baskets that they present to the families of the children with pediatric cancer. So I haven't met with them. It was just a quick email between the two of us.
Perfect. Some of them might not be familiar with what In His Grace is, Jeff. I want to just tell them real quick.
They support families that have children with pediatric cancer, and they do have a bone marrow. They support the bone marrow transplant unit at Texas Children.
When a child goes into Texas Children, their entire family support system goes with them. They cannot leave. They are literally locked in those rooms. They don't have envelopes, they don't have stamps, they don't have paper, they don't have pens, they don't have laundry detergent, all hygiene things. All of those things go into a welcome basket that's just about as big as this table, and it's presented to those families when those children go in.
Because they're there for months at a time.
Up to
Sometimes, yeah.
minimum 6 months.
Right.
when they're usually there. Yes, Lionel.
I know a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago, their budget was over $600,000, and it's all funded by donations. So anything we do to help them is great.
Thank you, Lion Catherine.
There's a dollar sign, for Lion Catherine.
Lion Caleb.
I'll be brief. Our main form of communication with the district are Facebook and website. We only have about 200 followers.
Can you guys hear over here?
Yes. On the district website, and so I just wanted to remind everyone that when something is posted, if you just like or share it, just so the algorithm can pick it up and it will show that you're interested in it, and so maybe even your friends might be interested in it. And especially when we go to push to our creative, it'll be very helpful.
Anything that you see come out on Facebook from Lions 2x2, share it. Like, share, comment.
Oh, just checking, is there a goal to like the site? If I like something, it comes straight out to me on my news feed. I don't see anything from Twitter on my news feed.
I think that part of that is because there's not a lot of followers, and so maybe Facebook is saying, you may not like it, you know, so you may have to be intentional by going to the page and you start liking things every now and then. Or maybe.
But you can go to the page.
Okay, you like, there's a like.
No, follow.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You like, but it'll show.
The more people do that, both, like you said, the algorithm will pick it up, and the more interaction that it gets, it's gonna push it out.
But the like page will make it come out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Automatic, more frequent.
Push
It
like
will not
button.
send every post to your page. If you like it, you'll still need to continue to do that for a while. Right. Before you start getting consistent Vision share, do you have anything else?
I have a question.
I have a question, starting up a knitting crocheting small hat for the pediatric patients, should I relate with you on that one?
Rely, John.
Maybe quick, algorithms, like if you actually love it, you have more weight than a light. Also, they want you to say more than 3 words, preferably something related to the post. Not just, I love it.
That's a good point.
Say it's Lions, I love the Lions Club.
So what Lion John was saying was the algorithms that define Facebook, they're looking for true interaction. So more than just thank you. You need 3 words or more when you comment. When you go to Facebook and you go to like something, you'll see a whole bar that goes all the way across. One's got laughter, one's got a wow face. Do something other than like. Okay, so that also builds that algorithm. Thank you for sharing that.
And like she was saying, share the post. If you can share it from your club page, that will help as well. Your club and your personal page.
Thank you so much. Lion Ingo, are you on the phone? Lion Val, do you have an update
Ma'am, or
or alert?
I will send that in.
No report, good. Campus Club, PG check is already asked the microphone.
Okay, now do I get, since I got 4 reports in a row, do I get 8 minutes?
LDP negative, that's right.
All right, so we're gonna start out with campus clubs. There is only one campus club still functioning in our district, and that's Prairie View A&M. Over the years, we've lost in Houston State, Houston Baptist University, University of Houston. If anybody wants to start a campus club, talk to me. It is a lot different than starting a regular club. It's more labor intense because every semester you have to recruit new students because of graduation and not returning to school. You also need a faculty member to be part of this club because that's the only ongoing person you're going to have inside that club. Texas Lions Foundation was on the first page, but I moved to the second page. Last fiscal year, PDG Ron Landers was your representative to the Texas Lions Foundation. Unfortunately, he passed away. Lion Benita appointed me to be the fill-in for the balance of the year. I attended the last meeting at the state convention and was officially accepted on their board, except that I had to be reappointed by Lion Lisa this year because it was a 2-year term. So I looked at the statistics. No club from our district last year requested money from the Texas Lions Foundation. That's a good thing and a bad thing. Good thing is we didn't have any disasters we had to cover. Bad thing is, hey, there's money out there. Let's go looking for it. Not only do you have to worry about disasters, but you can also use it for humanitarian projects. Our district did contribute last year $5,148.66, which allowed District Governor Benita to get the Ed Flood Award, which is the equivalent of $2 per member for the entire year. I noticed in this year's budget, the 100% contribution for the Texas Lions Foundation has been cut to $1. So that means that I've got to go get the other dollar so she can be eligible for the Ed Flood Award. And then I've got to go get another $2 per member so I can be eligible for the Chairperson's Award. Okay. Constitution and bylaws, Lion PDG Chris and Lion Joe. The EMT guy out of Tomball. Secor, yeah, I won't never pronounce his name correctly. Are on the committee. We have now downloaded the International Constitution and the District Constitution in Word format, and we are now going to start figuring out where does our Constitution differ from international. My objective is to get the committee that I have to approve it before the next cabinet meeting, get a copy to the cabinet so you have 3 months to review it before you have to approve it at the third cabinet meeting so we can go on the ballot for the state or district convention. That's the goal. We'll see if it happens. Texas Lions Hall of Fame, unbeknownst to PDG Mark, he's not really part of that committee, not yet anyhow. He will be someday, I'm sure. I would like to thank the district for making me your Texas Lions Hall of Fame inductee this past year. At the state convention, it was The sensations that you overwhelming. The gratitude, the induction speech that our incoming district governor gave for me was absolutely outstanding. This is a once every 3 year type recognition. So during second vice district governor Neal's year as district governor, he's gonna have to budget funds for whomever is elected at that point in time. The committee is made up, I will chair the committee as the most recent, and then all of the past state inductees will be part of that committee. So those are my 4 reports. Did I get it in 8 minutes? Whoa, do I get $1 back?
I have a question. We're talking about college level clubs. Have we, and I'm new, so forgive me if we have, but have we considered developing these clubs in high school?
Those are called Leo clubs.
Oh, those are
Yeah.
Leo?
Yeah.
Okay, Leo to me means law enforcement officer.
Okay.
There might be very much Lions Club.
Okay.
Yeah, directory, Lion David.
As far as the directory goes, the only information I have is that it is being worked on and will be completed by the PNS meeting, which is going to be August 5th. I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you very much.
Question on that. I saw the budget item for that. Are we printing directly?
We are going to print, I can tell you that it's one of the most consistent messages that I've gotten from people across the district. If they need something, they can have in their hand, in their car, that's not on the phone.
Even the South Side.
I mean,
Well, and what we're gonna do is take that data and we're gonna keep the living data on the website so that it's constantly updated. But it's definitely a need that, because it gave a lot of questions.
And it was approved in the budget.
Correct.
I am before, right?
District Hall of Fame, do you have any humanitarian relief? Vice District Governor Paul?
We'll be calling a meeting just to get us organized, probably before the next PSC meeting. I have been warned that there's already a request being drafted, so we will be moving forward on that shortly. But I also want to find out about using the Texas Lions Foundation for humanitarian relief as well.
Hey, now, just a minute, Lion Tamer, Lion John, do you have any report? No report? You can applaud for that. No report. National Convention Chair, TVG Toad. Report?
Can I come over and see if it's online? Yeah. Okay, so right now, the International Convention is scheduled for Montreal. That's a moving target. Right now, you can't go to Canada anyway, so, although I hear they're thinking about opening that up. So we'll keep an eye on that. Montreal is scheduled for next year, end of June, probably end of June they're doing now. So that will be the International Convention where, the first fight, goes in. On the State Museum, the museum is moving on really nicely now. We're starting to get some divots up. It's looking really good. If you go up to the council meeting in August, the first weekend in August, you will drive past it on your way to the camp. So drop in and take a look at it. We're getting some really nice exhibits coming out that show the history of Linus in Texas. It's really going to be very, very impressive. So go and take a look at that on your way past.
Thank you. For Lion David, do you want to get some deadlines?
Okay, so every month, with the exception of last month, because it was the end of the year and I wanted the entire focus to be on DGE Lisa's incoming transition. But on the 15th of every month, the newsletter is going to be published. It's going to be published on this website. So you can go to lions2.org, and at the top of the webpage, you're going to see, like this month, in 5 days, you're going to see, it's going to say July offering. Every single month, it's going to go up on the 15th. The deadline is, and that deadline is going to be changing for this month only. The deadline is get everything to me by the 10th of each month. So you can email, David G at Lions2S2. You can also email, and I would prefer you email everything to newsletter@lions2s2.org. I'm going to be working with Lion Taylor to troll the Facebook pages to kind of develop content there as well. But the primary way for you to make sure your stuff gets in the newsletter is going to be to send it in. And again, that lives on the website, so lions2.org, and then you can just click the newsletter, and that's just gonna live there forever. So do a good job, and it'll be shown, and everyone will love you. Do a bad job, and everyone will scold you.
What is the deadline for this month, since you said it's?
Okay, so the deadline for this
Not
month
today.
specifically is tomorrow. One day. One day.
Not really new information, but, you know.
Good.
Are we gonna send out an email to initially
Want
remind?
you to know, I submitted that.
So for this, so to answer your question for this month, I wasn't planning to send a reminder as far as the deadline goes, but I can do that. I can send a,
Not the deadline.
oh, for the actual, what?
If we're gonna publish on the 15th, are we going to send something to the Lions of this district and say, there's a new newsletter out there?
I
as of
think I
today?
can also post the, link on the Facebook.
Right.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, people are used to, the 69 people that open the newsletter are used to getting an email.
So to answer your question, in both April and in May, when the newsletter was published, we did send out an email to the entire district. I think our mail list at that time was 11 or 1,200 people. So 11 or 1,200 email addresses received that newsletter. So again, this month, in a few days, when that newsletter goes out, that same email database will go out.
So if you have questions for David Moore on the newsletter, make sure you
Email
send him an
me,
email.
contact me.
Opportunities for youth, Lion Vector, are you on the phone? PDG Benita, immediate past district governor Benita, are you on the phone? President, Secretary, Council, Lion Ralph is not here.
I'm doing
Lion David can give us an update on the address. It's right here.
Yeah, that's the update right there.
Address is 20170. 20170 North Freeway. That's I-45. In Spring, Texas, 77373.
Is that for our next PSC meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
And that will be posted on the web as well. And we'll send out a reminder before CSC.
Same time, 6 o'clock for dinner, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Nothing else changes but the location.
Thank you.
Montel Twister, Eric Ray. Can you give us a quick update? Thank you. Veterans Affairs, Lion Lucy, do you have a quick update on that?
So many of you know that this past Saturday, our governor, Lisa Fremont, in District 202, partnered with BASS and many other community organizations to celebrate our 100-year-old World War II veterans. And it rained and it stopped raining. It started raining again. And let me just tell you, it was a beautiful sight. Over 100 cars. The veteran loved it, was given the Quill de Valor, was given a beautiful knitted flag from the Houston Lady Lions on behalf of that. And so Tuesday, I've met an Indian Navajo veteran that has never been recognized, will be turning 90 years old. In League City, I know I sent Lisa, Marla, I don't know if you guys copy the flyer. I thought I'd send it out to you, but in League City at 6 o'clock on Tuesday night, we will be honoring this veteran at 90 years old for the first time. He was given a year to live. He has surpassed that year. He has Agent Orange, and I want y'all to know that we've had 7 days to plan it, and I've gotten over 100 people in that parade already. So I'm really looking forward to being with the district and the Veterans Initiative. I just want to say one last thing. We are working on a project with the King of the Jungles right now where we want to take 5 to 7 World War II veterans to see the World War II Museum in New Orleans. We're going to be doing a fundraiser. We would love for district participation in that, and more information is to follow. Thank you.
Thank you. Our chair report. Thank you, resolution. I know that's a little out of order from what was on your agenda. But as you know, every year we have to redo our banking resolution with new signatures.
Since it's on the website and I only have 2 minutes, do I need to read the whole thing? Basically, we are, ensuring that our district governor, Lisa Free Martin, immediate past district governor, Benita Davis, first vice Paul, second vice Neil, and district treasurer myself are now signers on the account. We have 3 bank accounts, the operating fund, the HRF, and our Capital One savings. And we're also removing, PDG Tony and former treasurer Sydney Waldman. I have one of these for each bank account, just in case one of the banks gets fussy and needs their own. And it will be signed by District Governor Lisa and myself.
Question, because you're taking both the treasurer and the bookkeeper role, you will be writing the checks. Should you therefore have signature rights?
Yes.
Yes, okay,
That's
fine.
a change to what was in the past.
It is a change,
That's
because
not-
the treasurer didn't write the check,
Yeah, but
and the
Chuck had-
bookkeeper didn't
Yeah,
have
Chuck had
signature
access to the
rights.
account. So Chuck could have just said, transfer the money out of the account.
So let me give just a brief update on a couple of things that influenced my decision to use the same person for a treasurer and a bookkeeper. I realize that has been separated. We're the only district in the state that has a separate bookkeeper and treasurer. And I realize the reasons behind that was so that you could have some checks and balances. However, in today's society with electronic banking, it's really not accomplishing any more than what we're currently doing. So having a treasurer on one side of the district and a bookkeeper on the other side of the district is not efficient use of time and effort. So that was the reason I made that decision.
I just want to tell you, for the last 2 years, Chuck and I have met in the parking lot of the Wendy's in Kingwood. He rolls up in his souped up Mustang. I rock up to my little SUV and we get out and we spend about 10 minutes handing stuff across. We look at it, what are they doing? And there we go.
Finance going on right there. The other thing that will not change is every transaction will still need 2 signatures for a check to be processed, so that doesn't change at all. Or, CDG
I
bond,
need to make a motion to accept the resolutions as presented.
so a motion on the floor and a second. Do we have any more discussion?
I just want to make one thing out, for efficiency's sake and the workload burden, maybe have been one reason why we separated the two positions, but there are secretaries and treasurers that have the same job in some districts. S4 is the secretary treasurer, and that district is
Much larger.
400 more members than our district. If that's one of your hesitations, then satisfy that.
So we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any other discussion? Elaine Davis?
Point of clarification, do we need a motion to waive the reading of the resolution?
Parliamentarian?
Okay.
I mean, they've been posted, and as long as we approve them as posted.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Excellent, motion carries.
I think the district would go, thanks to PDG Chuck for being its cookie for all.
Absolutely. Not only has PDG Chuck been an extraordinary bookkeeper, he is a sharer of knowledge. You ask him a question and he's gonna be able to get you an answer. You don't have to worry about whether it's right or not, because if you come from PDG Chuck, I can promise you it's accurate.
And we've actually been doing training for this for
That's
about
correct. It may
3
not be what
months.
you want to hear, but it is accurate. Ryan Heather said he's been a phenomenal mentor. She's taking over the position. We covered the banking resolution. Is there any old business? New business, we do have some new business that we need to take care of. First is district directors and officers liability insurance. Our district has not in the past ever carried, that I'm aware of in the last 5 years anyway, directors and officers liability insurance. That is offered at an extremely reasonable rate through Lions Club's International Insurance Program. It's $1,250. It is in our budget to utilize that money. So I'm gonna ask for, a consideration to get.
Motion to acquire D&O insurance.
Motion by Ryan Carl, second by, PDG Paul. Any All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Excellent, motion carries. We've already covered.
Just a second. And just in case everybody doesn't know, that insurance is also available for your club. I think we
Depending
pay
on the size of your club.
$400 to $450, something like that, for insurance for our club. As you point out, it's a constitutional requirement.
Okay,
So does district insurance cover all the clubs within that district? They each have to have an individual.
so your general liability coverage is covered through LCI, at no cost to your club. It's part of the dues that you pay. So any event that you have, you can print out the certificate that shows coverage of general liability. This is an additional policy for directors and officers that covers any additional liability any liability issues. It's $1 million policy. For clubs, the maximum is $750, depending on the size of your club, and it goes down from there. The smaller your club is, the less premium is.
The insurance we just approved is strictly for district officers, not club officers.
Directors and officers for the district. That's correct. I have one person that I would like to recognize in addition. I served with this line when I first started serving very early in my career at the district level as a elected camp director. You heard Second Baptist District Governor Paul talk about the Unity Club and the success that they've experienced. I will tell you, I attribute some of that recognition to Lion Tina, who's their president, but I contribute the vast majority of that success to Lion Emmy, and I'd like for everyone to stand and give her a round of applause. Lion Emmy is the guiding lion for that club. Lion Emmy is the guiding lion for that club. She has been by their sides from day one. And I want to give you the pin from our international president, who's seen his service from the heart. Definitely have that. Ready to check? Do we have any checks that someone would like to deliver to our treasurer? We haven't done parade of checks in a while, just a couple.
As the chair for LCIF, I'm happy to present $1,000 for the Melvin Jones Fellowship that we will be drawing at the conclusion of the meeting. And I have more numbers if anybody wants to get on the second board.
Your agenda also provided you with upcoming dates of district, state, and international opportunities. And again, following adjournment, we will have the training session at 1 o'clock on the spot plus office ice creamers. And our next cabinet meeting will be held Saturday, September 25th. It's on your calendar. So with that, yes, here. EDG Mark, I think you're up. So you've all seen the board. Everybody get a square? Does everyone in the room have a square? I would like you guys go on the second one.
Yep, you can see me after. See me
This does
afterwards.
not have a name on the square. What line K was wrong?
Okay, yeah. Very good. I already knew what mine felt like. Do you already have a new name? No, but I'm writing your numbers down that you want. So okay, I'm gonna transfer them onto the new board. Very good.
Come on, K.
Come on, Kelly, you can do it. No pressure.
And the winner is?
48. It says free on here, but it's our second Vice District Governor, Neil Lander.
Excellent. Are you sure that was mine? Are you sure that was my daddy's?
He bought 10 squares at $100. So
Good job.
Congratulations.
We are 8 minutes past our deadline for our meeting today. You guys were phenomenal. I want to thank those on the phone who participated. I want to thank you guys for your support. You do not know how much it means to me. I so want to do things right, and I so want you to enjoy being part of these events. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a good day. Can we do a group photo as we can commemorate this moment? Give our youth ambassador here, back to Texas. We'll take one photo. One photo. Back wall, one photo. And with that, okay, everybody. Everyone in the back, where are we gonna be? Behind you.